Hello, everybody. My name is Graham Elwood. I'm here with Lily from Talk Crypto to Me podcast. Tell us, everybody, your history of finance and then how you got into crypto specifically.
Okay, yes, this is an interesting one. So actually, I have a chemistry degree, so I have quite a analytical mindset. And then I went on. I didn't want to work in labs. I wanted to use my analysis mind in order to do something different. So I moved into due diligence specifically. For around 3 years, I worked as a consultant for lots of different banks. And really in that time, I got to see a lot of businesses. I got to interview lots of CEOs about their businesses. And you do start sort of seeing the flaws in the traditional system, why the banking system has so many issues, how archaic it is. Oh my gosh, I cannot tell you how they just have the same systems and it's been going for so many years. And of course, that's great. As I say, it brings lots of positivity in the fact that it's easy to conduct due diligence because it's been done before, it's done a million times, but there's zero creativity, there's zero innovation. It's just such an old structure. So I left the industry, as I say, after around 3 years of just not really feeling like I fit in either. Every time I would question something, it was like, we'll just go back to the systems we already have in place. You can't question it. We're not making changes. God forbid you want to change one of our systems. That cannot happen. So I decided to go down a slightly different path in what I was doing, which was going to be more educating people around their finances, around everyday living, of how people could live a more sort of like educated lifestyle. There's so many different things that we don't understand when we move into the more adult world and trying to explain to people about finances. And then, hey presto, something pops up called crypto, which really was, at the forefront for me of being innovation, of trying to change the industry. I just found it fascinating. It was just as lockdown was beginning that I was discovering crypto, and I could start trading it in my spare time and understanding it more. And then as we came out of lockdown, I could finally get to talk to people and I get to do interviews, and then hence why Talk Crypto to Me came about, because I was aware I was relatively new in that industry, and so I wanted just to ask people questions about cryptos, sort of ask the everyday person what they're wondering, ask these specialists, ask the crypto, influencers, everyone, why this industry is so important, why things are moving forward in the industry. So over time, that's sort of how it all evolved, is just me being inquisitive, me wanting to ask questions, and then getting to interview really cool, interesting people who have made a massive change in the space. So yeah, as I say, within this industry, it's always changing, and that's what I love about it. I love the fact that I hit all these different news stories break. When does this ever happen in the banking world? It was boring. There's nothing ever changing. There's nothing ever going on. Like now we get to talk about this sort of stuff because, as I say, because it's a new industry, because there's not as many things in place. And in a weird way, that excites me. I mean, obviously, I feel awful for the people that lose money and, the issues that come about. But at the same time, it almost keeps you interested in the industry. It makes you really question a lot of things, which for me was always important. I mean, I wanted to move away from something which was a centralized system that had nothing that could be changed into something which can be molded, adopted. It's meant to be the people's currency. It's meant to be something which people actually understand and have control of. And that's the hardest bit. And that's what I want to be there to help guide people through why this technology is so important.
Yeah. And I think, you bring up a great point, is the reticence of the traditional banking and finance industry to change and just sort of like, this is the way we've always done it. Part of that, in my opinion, is we don't want everybody to understand how the system works. We want to keep people in the dark. Here in America, we are not taught any sort of financial education at all. None. And it's by design, in my opinion. They want us just get a job, go into debt, work for some company and don't understand it. And maybe, have a little 401k or something, or a money market account through your job or whatever, rather than understand how the markets work. And like you say, crypto, I mean, there's a lot of interesting projects in the altcoin space. Some of them are, you know, risky scams, whatever, but there's also some really interesting uses of the technology, which is exciting to me, how it can change stuff, how blockchain technology can be used for any number of things. As an entertainer, I like the NFT idea because I can make a piece of art or whatever, and then every time it's sold, I get a piece of it. As somebody that's made movies and had distributors distribute them, and then they just come back and go, "Oh yeah, your movie didn't make any money." And I'm like, "How do I know that?" "Well, because we told you." And it's like, and so I see the uses of the technology that are exciting, and that's why, you know, when I started doing this show about 5.5 years ago, very political, and I started learning more about crypto 2.5 years ago. Similar thing. I had some crypto. I didn't quite understand it because the platform Rockfin that I'm on pays us in their token, the Ray token. And I was like, whatever. And then the pandemic hit. I lost all my tour dates. I started live streaming 5 days a week. And a friend of mine was like, you know, all those coins you have, they used to be worth 17 cents. Now they're worth $1. And I was like, oh, really? Wait a minute. And then I started studying more about it and learning. And so Bitcoin, I really like, just from a enabling political standpoint. Hey, everybody, thanks for watching. We are still in our 9th month of demonetization from YouTube. So support what we're doing at patreon.com/Graham Elwood or rockfin.com/Graham Elwood, which is a blockchain cryptocurrency platform. It's free to sign up, and there's a premium level at $10 a month. And for that, you get everybody on the platform's premium content. Myself, Lee Camp, Ron Placone, Jimmy Dore, Whitney Webb, Kim Iverson, Abby Martin, and many, many others. You can also support what we're doing at Venmo at Graham-Elwood, and go to GrahamElwood.com. We have a PayPal button and a PO box. I also have crypto wallets, which are all in the show notes. Thanks for supporting what we do.